Well, that's my view anyway. For Ethereum, I'll hold it until I don't hold it, and I'll sell it, and I'll keep it on the exchange.
People are wanting to know your thoughts. Peter Lee says, what are your thoughts on ETH BTC ratio being this high? It's not been this pretty much the top of the last market. Do you think it's correlated at all? Do you think maybe it's a cycle top? Or and then lots of other people asking just your thoughts. Do you think it's going to keep going?
Yeah, I think it's going to keep going. I think that people don't really understand just how much effectively supply shock is being created into Ethereum's network because of the EIP 1559. Effectively, they're burning a portion of their mined coins. It's not mine coins, it's just, transaction processing. The miners take a cut, but then they burn a bunch of it. And it's only been $4 billion of Ethereum burnt since they launched that a few months ago. And put that in perspective, it's way more than MicroStrategy bought of Bitcoin on a smaller market cap coin. So if you think about that, that's a ridiculous upward price pressure on that. And and it's great if they made the decision, in my view, is to bolster number go up and start to push towards store of value properties at the detriment of the smart contracts app ecosystem, because a lot of those guys are struggling, and a lot of those guys are bailing to other competing L1 networks. It's yet to be seen whether or not the L2, layer 2s that kind of makes it a lot cheaper again, whether they will be sufficient to stem the tide of people leaving the ecosystem. But that's the choice that Ethereum has taken, really, to let's tax the DeFi app ecosystem to push number go up. We're yet to see whether that's sustainable. But if L2 is successful and gets the fees down, that means L1 gets less fees, and therefore you get less burn, and the whole thing will just find its equilibrium again. But probably a sort of a next step upwards in its equilibrium. So I wouldn't be surprised if the ETH BTC valuation, or where it sort of mean reverts around, will be higher than in the past because of that protocol change. I can have a look at. Let's have a look at the ETH BTC. This is kind of the ratio of the supply shocks that we see on chain between Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is the ETH BTC price. So that's what it looks like.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information, and it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
Okay, the supply shock on Ethereum is climbing against Bitcoins over time, and the price is tracking that in a much more haphazard way. But this is what the fundamental demand as a ratio of the two coins are. The Ethereum demand is climbing in excess of the demand of Bitcoin. So a lot of this valuation you see with Ethereum is it's supported by fundamentals. It's not overbought or anything. Against the US dollar, it looks like this, right? It's just up. When this pumped up without this going up, it pulled back and it found its balance again. And so we're well in the all-time highs. We're in the same, let's say this was an anomaly. It was like a exit pump before they dumped it. The whales, I imagine. It was like, I don't know what caused that, but someone in the ecosystem will know.
That was the Ethereum Foundation actually selling the top.
No, but I want to know what caused that pump, because it was absolutely nothing supporting it fundamentally.
The pump.
The pump before the dump. Maybe the foundation orchestrated a pump before they sold the dump. But like whales
I think that was peak Dogecoin, all that stuff. I think that was just peak. Everything was going crazy around.
Okay, so it was the end of the alt cycle. But if you were to compare where we are here to say, anyway, we can look at this, you can say that the fundamentals are very, very strong, and price is probably on the low side of where the fundamentals are pointing. So it's not a bad trade, you know. Ethereum's not a bad trade. Again, I don't hodl Ethereum. All my Ethereum sits on exchange because I spot rotate in and out of altcoins, but I don't see any point in cold storage, and I don't stake the stuff. Never been much of an Ethereum hodler, but that's also my view on. I only want to hodl monetary assets that I believe in. I only cold storage. I only use cold storage as a bearer asset if the whole freaking system implodes, and it's like a doomsday event, and you've got a little bit of Bitcoin in a wallet that you can carry with you, and like the institutions can't stop you, the government can't stop you. I mean, that's the real need for hodling. Everything else I put to work, I'm either trading it or I've deployed into hedge funds or stuff like that. That's my view anyway. For Ethereum, I'll hold it until I don't hold it, and I'll sell it and I'll keep it on the exchange.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is gunr, and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much, much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really, really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.